There used to be so many Rick Rosses, Tyler. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like when a celebrity gets popular and then everybody copies their look. Down here in Miami, there was a million heavyset guys with a bald head and a big bushy beard. Perhaps some aviators on. There used to be Rick Rosses everywhere. Is that still popular? I don't know.
I don't think so. That's not something I pay attention to very much. As you know, I don't leave my lair / bedroom / safety place very often.
Safety place. But, back in effect.
But it never went anywhere, baby.
Right.
But no, I don't think, because he's not really, I don't want to say he's not relevant. People know who he is, but I don't think he's
Ricky Rose.
I don't want to start taking pot shots at people, but I don't think he's really he's huge right now.
He's not.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We're not body shaming.
Don't do it.
Put your joke in here. You're right. He probably has decreased in popularity over time.
As all celebrities are wont to do.
Not Madonna. She's still #1 in my heart, Tyler. And that collection is immaculate. But what I will say to you is, can you think of any other celebrities that have had this kind of thing? The Jennifer Aniston, the Rachel haircut. Remember when every woman had the Rachel haircut?
I do.
I had that, but on my pubes.
And it looks so good.
It really just framed my ball sack exactly right.
Now I was,
because I have one that's going on right now.
Oh, we got it. Okay. I'm sorry. I was getting defensive.
Not a Rachel in my merkin. I'm talking about, can you think of any, before I give you the grand reveal of why I'm doing this, there's one going on right now that all of a sudden I'm seeing everywhere.
Okay, see, this is before my time, but did the Fonz make leather jackets cool at that time?
That's a good question. We can review because I don't know the answer to that. So we have the Rachel, we have the Rick Ross, the old Ricky Rose. I've already done that one. Right now, what I'm seeing everywhere, all of a sudden, everywhere I look, there's a Jason Momoa. I'm seeing Jason Momoa everywhere. Are you familiar with the Jason Momoa?
I have no problem with that, sir.
Really?
He's a handsome man.
It's weird that you didn't say this about Rick Ross. Maybe we're going to find out if you're racist today, Tyler.
No, I'm just not into bigger dudes. I'm not even really into muscular dudes, but Momoa's,
weird that you'll bend for the white guy. Now, here is the problem with the Jason Momoa. You heard me.
I don't think he's white.
Oh, you're right. He's Hawaiian-ish.
I think he's from the islands.
Okay.
Yeah. We can review again, just so we don't get canceled for being wrong on this.
I think we should start this whole thing all over again, Tyler. This is really dancing on the edge here. Now, here's the problem with the Jason Momoa. It's the same thing as the man bun. It takes time. So by the time you get to the man bun is no longer cool. The Jason Momoa the fad's done. The fad's done.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Game of Thrones.
You're over there drinking Aquaman.
Yeah, but he's still relevant in today's society. So at the very least, people can look at you and go, oh, Jason Momoa.
Seems like a cool dude.
It really does.
When it comes to missing out, my name is Daddy Dados.
And my name is Tyler.
And we are those guys you hate. Salutations, my Haitians, and welcome to the show that's won multiple Amber Alerts. To my left, a man who knows his way around a garrote, Mr. Tyler Menendez. Tyler, don't hang your head in shame.
If there was ever an award not to boast about, it is that one.
Well, because we don't want to be too prideful. I understand we like to keep all of these things kind of to ourselves, but
you want the Haitian Army to share in our achievements, is what it is.
I would like for that to be sure. We'll give you a piece. On today's show, dating in Miami, the most dangerous game, Tyler.
Man, I am scared that you and I have the exact same things for a week in review. And later on today's show, people getting massages on those reverse chairs in the middle of the mall walkways.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
I know the people giving the massages, the people getting the massages.
The people getting the massages.
Really?
Knock it off.
Really?
Yes.
I would never do that. Not because I don't love a good old-fashioned massage. I would just be too embarrassed to be prone and stricken there in the middle of the mall.
Don't worry, Ryan. We're going to get into that later.
Okay, good. Okay, let's move on.
Fighting the good fight, Ryan.
I like where your head is at. Prime time, baby. I started this week with an off-color opening, the thing with the Amber Alerts, Tyler knows his way around a garrote.
You mean the thing that just happened
Just
5
2
seconds
ago,
ago?
because it is going to feed into what it is that I want to talk about.
Okay.
By the way, do you know what a garrote is?
I do not.
A garrote, it's like 2 dowel rods with a wire in between, and you wrap it.
Yes.
You twist it to apply pressure.
It's what the wise guys used to use, or in real life, the Iceman. That's how he used to,
like a piano wire. That's that's exactly right.
Yes.
Now, I had something happen to me this week that distressed me. I put my foot in my mouth, and I thought that it was something interesting. I think that it can lead to an interesting conversation.
Okay.
Do you know of what it is that I speak?
No.
Oh, okay. I
No, I
told
do
you
not.
already, but you were pretty effed up at the time.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
there was a woman at my job, the job that we worked together until you unceremoniously dumped me and just left me in the lurch. And here's the thing. I think, and the reason why this translates to this show is because I think it's something kind of like what we've already talked about. I keep thinking in my mind that I can say anything that I want, number one, because I'm handsome, number two, because I'm charming. And if you don't believe me, go to YouTube right now and find us, because my beautiful mug is on there as we speak.
You can just go to THOSEGUYSYOUHATE.com. It has everything.
So I think that by being charming, number one, I can be outrageous. It's been my sense of humor my whole life. It's part of how this whole show started. And number two, I know in my heart that I don't mean those things. When we joke around about Amber Alerts, it doesn't mean that we don't care about kids. I'm a father. I love kids very much. I care about kids' rights and all of these different things. So when I make a joke, I assume that you know, based on my history, that I don't genuinely mean it. What's your take on that? Because you've been around this for 33 years.
Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of people that are new to this show, everybody that's new to the show, don't know your history.
F those people, Tyler.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
If you're new to the show, go bleep yourself. And that's a part of exactly what it is that I'm talking about.
Even though you
it wouldn't
constantly
make any sense.
send people away from this show.
Dateline, baby. Really good. So,
I mean, maybe last podcast on the left is what to check out.
I'm going to break this down very quickly, okay? She is standing in the window, which is, for people who've never worked in a restaurant, where the food comes from the kitchen to the front, and her hands are full, as servers usually are. And she is trying to grab a salad. And because her hands are so full, she's really having a tough time with it. So I, being the intercontinental jester that I am, I bring good feelings wherever I go.
Oh, my hero.
I stood back with empty hands and watched as she struggled. Because it was very funny. We were having a little moment of jocular type behavior time.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, people obviously in vulnerable situations in which they're having a difficult time obviously want to be mocked from behind.
Yeah, but what do you want to be done from behind? It's funny because, of course, I would help you in any given moment, but I thought that we could have a little moment together. So finally, she's trying to grab it, and she's like, "Are you going to help me?" And I'm like, "I would, but this is hilarious." And she says, which was a funny joke, and I promise you, I was not offended by it. She said, "You know, I thought people from your time were taught to be..." She said, "You know what? I thought that people of your generation knew how to treat a woman," making fun of me for being old.
Yes.
Now, much like my toe fingers, this is something that much like my toe fingers, this is something that people joke all the time at the restaurant about. I am older than most of the people there.
It really is.
And I've also started dating somebody there who is much younger than me, which has really turned the volume up on that.
He really has.
Could you stop talking on the show, Tyler? Please, you're bumming me out. So her joke was that I'm from a different generation. Now, my response to that was, in my mind, I was making fun of myself, making fun of how people from an older generation are all racist. She is from a mixed background. My response was, back when I was growing up, we weren't nice to brown people. Okay, now, I will 100% admit that my delivery was terrible, okay? And it really, what really fucked this whole thing up is it was around a bunch of people. And you remember when you were in middle school and you got into a fight, which really wasn't a big deal, but you had the one kid standing next to you and he went, "Oh, shit," which just ruined everything.
You had your own personal hype man.
I had 4 of those. It really turned up the intensity. Now I immediately Actually, if I'm being totally honest, I was immediately defensive.
Yeah.
Because that's how these things work. When
Mhm.
somebody tries to tell you that you're wrong, you get defensive or whatever, because I knew what I meant.
Did this person get upset?
Very much so.
Ah.
Very much so. And within 5 minutes, I went back and I tried to explain to them, hey, this was the joke I was going for. I just said it wrong. Okay. And now here's the reason why I bring it up. I know what I truly believe. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to damn near any one of these last 100 sessions that we put out. You will see where my beliefs stand. You will see where my inclusiveness lies.
There's a lot of shady shit in there.
Sure, I will ask that you don't direct your attention to that. But I think I know my heart and I know how I genuinely feel.
Mhm.
And the reason that I made that joke was because I thought that the joke was on me. They didn't feel that way. So my question to you is this. Does it matter once you've said something, even if you admit to stepping in it, I didn't mean for it to come out that way, that's the way that it came out. Does it matter how you really feel, or does it only matter what you've said?
I think it matters how you react to their reaction.
Sure.
Regardless of how you feel.
It's a good point.
If you can apologize to somebody, then you'll make them feel better. Or you could be defensive about it and be like, well, I was just kidding, go f yourself.
Sure.
And make the situation worse. So I think at the end of the day, morally speaking, how you really feel matters. But in terms of the dynamic between the two of you, I think it just depends on how you behave after she lets you know I'm offended.
And it wasn't just the dynamic between the two of us. There was like 7 people there.
Mhm.
So I literally went back to each of them and said, hey, I was just joking around. I didn't mean it that way because God forbid I'm thought of in those terms because I stand so staunchly against that. And
Mhm.
because I know that that is my belief structure, I feel confident in making jokes like that. And making Spanish jokes. As a matter of fact, last night, one of the people who was there, I made a Spanish joke with him, and he's like, damn, dude, that's strike number 2. I'm like, dude, I'm Spanish. Can I not say that? Can I not say anything?
I don't know. I mean, you were already on strike 1. You were walking on hot coals, and you decided to throw some gasoline on there just for funsies.
And I will do it again in the future. And I don't know where the line is, man. Am I ever allowed to play this again?
Knew it.
I believe in miracles and bacon with my breakfast, unicorns and puppy dogs in a lone time state of Texas. I believe in you and me and a love you can't disparage. What I don't believe in is interracial marriage.
It's got a good beat to it.
No, I don't believe in interracial marriage. The joke here is totally believe in interracial marriage. Have no problem with it.
He champions it.
I do champion it. Black women, if you're free, give me a call. I'm totally happy. What? You're Chinese women? Anyway,
you could have just said Asian. I don't know why you said Chinese specifically.
The Japanese just don't do it for me, Tyler. We'll definitely cut that.
What the shit,
We'll
man?
definitely cut that because that's not helping me, Tyler.
What's your deal?
Because I don't mean it, you son of a bitch.
This is how he acts when he's nervous.
Which is all the time depression index. No one cares.
What
You
the
don't know
depression
what to
index
do.
is
The world is a machine that I built with all the other cultures in the world, and we crank it up to let you know how down we are. Tyler, I've slipped up a couple numbers since I started doing this show. How are you feeling this week, brother?
I just don't understand how you could start an apology and end with the situation being worse.
Have I made mistakes here?
Yes.
What can we say and what can't we say? I love everybody. I do. It's well documented on this show, Tyler.
Well documented.
Well documented.
You know what, Ryan? I'm just going to dive right into this week's deep end.
Jeez.
And I'm going to say for session 95, the theme is change. Not that garbage that we keep in our pockets.
Nah, I don't keep
Let's
that
get
in
rid of
my
that garbage.
Please.
We don't need it anymore. It's irrelevant. I'm talking about the things that happen every day, the changes in our life, and how difficult change can be to accept. But the fact of the matter is, life is change, and you got to accept it. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. I wish I had some mystical, magical shit for you. But honestly, the earlier and the sooner, I should say, we learn to embrace change, the happier we will be, because there is no getting away from it.
Just let go, baby.
So, Ryan, this week I am at a 4.
Spin it, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4. Squirt, squirt, squirt.
Yeah, baby. On my chest.
Ew.
All right, get up.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Yeah, you face. Are you dealing with a little self-hatred? I get it. I get it. Now, I gotta ask you something. Are you making decisions in your life that you hate? Picture it as if it was someone else. Imagine somebody else doing the things that you do behind closed doors when nobody's looking. Are those the behaviors that you would look at that person and go, this guy's a dick? Tyler, this isn't a miming medium. I need for you to fire back and forth with me. Okay?
I didn't know you were actually asking me a real question.
We're talking. This is a podcast.
I was playing a bit.
I get it. So my question is, I think a lot of times when somebody does something, we hit them with this visceral reaction of, how could you do this to me? This is so messed up. But then when we do it, we know our reasons for doing it. We understand our own motivations, and we give ourselves all the credit in the world. But subconsciously, are you slowly hating the person that you are secretly?
Well, that's what empathy and projection are, where you get frustrated at other people for doing the exact same thing that you do. That is projection, and empathy, or lack thereof, is the inability to look at somebody's situation, especially one that you have been through yourself, making the same decisions, and not being able to relate and give that person a break, so to speak.
Sure, and not assigning those same sympathies for what their motivations would be. And hey, maybe they're having a bad day today, and you're just, that person is garbage. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And that's not fair.
Yep.
I mean, much like when you're in traffic and you're driving and somebody cuts you off, how long is it before you cut somebody else off? And you don't see the problem with that, but you do hold on to what somebody did to you wrong all day long. It's time to go ahead and keep an eye on that and start making decisions that you can be proud of and really grow to like yourself. Big time deal.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really hard. I would prefer to treat it the same way that I do when it comes to cheating on my significant other, where I gotta act first before they do it to me.
And is that a bit, or are you that damaged, Tyler?
Oh no, that was a bit.
Oh, okay, good. And also, I'm that damaged.
And I'm a bit damaged.
A bit of column A,
No,
a bit of column B.
I am actually, and this isn't a, hey, look at me, I'm awesome. I'm genuinely happy to admit that I haven't cheated in a long time. I dropped that a long time ago because I know how much it hurts the other person.
And that's exactly what we're talking about right now, where even if you're cheating successfully and getting away with it, are you subconsciously hating yourself more and more every day?
Yeah.
I can speak as a guinea pig of this particular experiment. Well documented on the show, the answer is yes. The same thing with lying. Every time you lie, it causes you some physical grief.
Sure.
And we need to get away from that. We need to start making good decisions when nobody is around. Haitian Army, just pretend like I'm always watching you, because maybe I am.
Yes.
This week, I am at a 4. Also, Tyler.
2. Ryan, do you know what that means?
What is that, Tyler?
That means that you and I, for the first time ever,
What?
have matched on Depression Index.
Oh my goodness!
Woo, pistols
This
into the air!
Ooh, pistoleros.
Wow, what are the chances?
bleeper. All right, Tyler, we've been having too much fun here with finally outing me as a deep, dark racist. And also, telling people to be more like me in my depression. It's time to get serious. Get on in, Tyler. I need you to get into my dune buggy, because we are going out to Daytona, Florida, Tyler. Not that far from here, as a matter of fact.
Dune buggy would work perfectly, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We are going out to a concert, Tyler.
Yeah, okay, I'm
We're
vaccinated.
going to see Brass Against, that lady who peed on that other guy's face, Tyler.
Yeah, I did see this, but I can watch it again for once or twice. Sure. I'm not complaining.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually am going to make you get into another vehicle here. We don't even have time for this bullshit. Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Pee very quickly.
Clinch it off, because we don't have time. What's your take on this, Tyler? This woman who, in the middle of a show, pulled a guy up on stage and squatted and peed on his face.
He lied down, spread eagle.
With a GoPro.
And he had a GoPro on?
He had a GoPro on.
Oh.
Let's release that footage.
That's the video I never want to see and have to see immediately.
Your tonsils are inflamed. You need to get that checked out.
Yeah, and he's lied down on the floor, and
he's a liar.
She unleashed on him.
She did, and she obviously had a couple Gatorades. So here's the deal: her electrolytes were at an all-time high.
Oh boy,
what's your take on that? What is your, as far as an artist, and I believe she has come out and apologized.
She has.
What's your take?
I totally understand why she would have to apologize and why people would be like, okay, that's a little much. But I also...
The guy seemed to be fine with it.
Oh, he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it.
He's waited his whole life for this moment.
He is so lucky that everybody is focused on her doing the act and not him receiving the act, because that guy would be everywhere right now.
You're in luck.
How many more puns you got in you?
You're in trouble. I don't know.
And I understand the need to push boundaries. And as time progresses, the boundaries will continue to be pushed back further.
Let's poop on someone.
Further. It's going to happen eventually, right?
Yeah.
So I understand how we arrived at this place, but I also understand
because life is good.
Why people would not want to see that. I mean, I'm one of them. I want to say I get it, but at the same time, I don't.
You can pee on me, but not on my face. All right, Tyler.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna prescribe the Chris Cody idea of entertainment. Is this bad for this band that I've never heard of, that I'm assuming you've never heard of?
No.
Now we both heard of them. We both know their name. Is this bad for them?
I mean, I'm always going to reference them as Pee-Pee Face from now on. I mean, is that good?
Pee-Pee Face McGee
is
over there.
Is that good? I don't know.
All right, Tyler.
That guy's definitely got hepatitis.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
COVID-19, am I right?
Yeah.
You know what, Tyler? We're going to need to lead the dune buggy here because we're going to need a little bit more protection.
Come on.
Get in my semi, Tyler.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you're giving me one. We're headed out to Kenosha, Wisconsin, Tyler. Yeah, let's get cheesy. Tyler, you heard of a little guy named Kyle Rittenhouse?
The little guy over there.
Oh, guy, come stay in my Rittenhouse.
I have.
Yeah.
I have heard of it. Yes.
This young man, and remember how last week I told you I am going to be more serious of a journalist. I am going to do my research. Enough of this bullshit.
I can't believe you would even use the word journalist.
1 week.
Just read an article is what you're saying.
1 week shot, Tyler. Did not do any. So this guy has been acquitted, right?
Yes.
No wrongdoing.
Yes.
Kill as many black people as you want. You're cool, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
Not to lead the witness. What's your take on that, Tyler?
I mean, goddamn, dude.
What's your take on that?
I mean, conservatives buy Nikes too, bro.
Well, luckily for me, I'm not selling Nikes. What are your political leanings?
I am all for the floating spaghetti monster. I don't know, man. Like I said when I did the piece on this is just another thing to divide us. And I know this may be a controversial take.
Uh-oh.
I don't give a flying shit about Kyle Rittenhouse. He is a single person in a grand problem that we are focusing on Kyle Rittenhouse. You know whose trial just started this week?
O.J. Simpson.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's rich and white, so you hear very little about that.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who don't know, that's the
Jeffrey Epstein's number 2.
She was Jeffrey Epstein's number 2.
Yeah.
And the trial just started.
Donald Trump's number 3.
Hey, let's all focus on this shit over here when it's just it's a drop in a freaking ocean of problems.
And I'm with you on that, but that doesn't mean that you can overlook these things. And it's getting back to, am I a racist? Dude, I don't believe that you can go protect some property that isn't yours, that nobody asked you to come help out, driving over state lines, and I don't know all of the facts, as anybody who's ever listened to the show already knows.
Yeah.
And then say that you're defending yourself. If I go to rob a bank and the security pulls a gun on me and I shoot him,
you got to kill him.
Am I defending myself, or did I put myself in a position where that was one of the most likely scenarios to happen?
Yep. Yeah, I feel like when you travel anywhere with an automatic weapon, an assault weapon, you're kind of looking for...
That's a video game gun.
Yeah.
That's a gun unlike I've ever seen in my real life.
Yeah, I would say it's badass if not for the situation.
And it's becoming more and more legal to kill black people. And I think that that's a real problem.
Hunting the most dangerous game, Ryan.
Which is what?
Human beings.
Okay, I didn't I didn't know where you were going with that, because I will quit this show, Tyler. I will quit this show.
Did you think I meant specifically black people?
Tyler got his own podcast on Fox News. It's incredible.
Please stop making this a liberal leaning show. I can't believe I'm the one saying this to you.
It's not a liberal leaning show. It is the idea that this is just not right. And the people who are saying that it is all happen to be on one broadcast.
I agree. It's true. I'm
looking at you, Tucker Carlson.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, I mean, it's important, Tyler.
It is very important.
It is important.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
You are.
I didn't realize that you were allowing black people to be killed dead in the streets.
I wouldn't say allowed. I would just say turning the other way.
I want to get the hell out of here.
Are we going anywhere else?
I want to go to break because I can't look at you right now.
Let's go to break.
Those guys.
On this piece of paper, the world's hardest tongue twister, Tyler.
Oh, wow.
And I would love for you to give it a shot.
You hate.
And I didn't even do my... Hold on, I got to do my tongue warm-ups.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's enough tongue warm-ups.
Those guys you hate.
Unnamed tequila, you're my douche of the week.
Tyler, speaking of alcohol, remember how, and I think there's something here. Maybe we could think of these together. Usually I come up with these on my own and then I inflict them on you as the show goes on. Like
yes.
I was thinking about, remember how I came up with Travis Scotch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You said it like 80 times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And this week, what I was thinking of, we could come up with celebrities whose names are perfect for endorsing an item, like Travis Scotch. And I don't want them to all be liquor related, but what about Jason Mimosa?
Yes.
That's so stupid, dude. It's not even a funny joke.
Is that it? Just the one name?
Yeah.
That's what you have so far?
I mean, I just came up with it earlier. You're putting a lot of pressure on me.
My fault.
Let's try something we're accustomed to.
Fuck.
This week, I'm reviewing using a fleshlight in a car, Tyler. Using a fleshlight.
Are you serious?
Tyler,
are you serious?
Describe to the audience what a fleshlight is.
They know what it is.
You
used it in the car?
Hold on a second. Don't blow your load so early. Let's not assume that everybody listening to the sound of my voice right now is listening to every other episode. Could you please describe what Don't look into the camera like don't look into the camera like Clint Eastwood, bro. Describe what a fleshlight is.
I am not feeling lucky, punk. A fleshlight is a. You ever see the Goonies go exploring through the caves?
Heavy on the goo.
The device they hold, the flashlight.
Sure.
It's like that, but it's plastic on the outside and it's super soft, velvety type stuff on the inside.
Oh, so good.
And it's for your penis.
For your penis.
And
or your tongue.
And yeah,
we're inclusive here.
I guess so.
No matter how racist I came off in the first half.
So why did you use it in the car?
I actually am just kidding around. I have not used it in the car.
That was genuinely gonna surprise the hell out of me. I was like, "There's no way."
The jizz out of me.
You took it from your room down into your car.
Ran out of the house like the Heisman statue. Actually,
like you just robbed a bank. You got the bag under your arm.
I had to kill our neighbor, Tyler. She saw Dylan. So,
oh, come on.
It's a different way to spell dildo.
When I interview her later in the future, it's going to be awkward.
And if J-Max could be there. Now, here's the thing. Honestly, Tyler, the last couple of weeks where I've been doing Weekly Book Nook and I have been reviewing the fleshlight in these different circumstances was all a setup for that joke.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry to say this. I think that is my last fleshlight joke. I mean,
oh, thank God.
Can you think of, I have two questions here. There's been a fleshlight story arc that has gone over the last 10 episodes that truly brings me joy. Can you think of other that kind of idea that is stuck with the show for a long period of time? Maybe I'm putting you on the spot.
Benoit balls.
Have we talked about Benoit balls on the show?
Bringing them up now.
Okay.
No, I don't know. In terms of that, you have been so focused on this one thing for so long.
Sure.
Other than this show, there are very few things in life that you have contributed this much time to.
Yeah. 10,000 hours. And just to add on to this final, and we say goodbye to you, Fleshlight. One day I'm going to listen back to this and it's going to bring me supreme happiness.
Good riddance.
Have you ever jerked off while you're driving?
No, while I was parked one time.
Oh, okay. I've done that also. Never jerked off while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Haitian Army, wash your hands and then reach out to us and let us know your jerked off while driving stories. That would bring me pleasure.
Or touched yourself.
Thank you.
It's not all jerking off.
Yeah, jerking off isn't, it isn't, penis specific.
Yeah.
Let's do Week in Review. Tyler, last week I asked if the song you were playing was the Tetris song. Was it?
No. I told you.
It wasn't, but this is.
That's pretty good.
Now, Tyler, when you play Tetris, you got to pick the 3 different songs. Do you remember which one you chose? I always chose C.
I hated Tetris.
Wow, you're a piece of shit, and you've always hated video games. All right, your turn.
Ryan, on this week's mini sesh, we wondered out loud what cities have the highest infidelity rates. Will you be shocked by the answer? Probably not. I'm assuming you did some research on this as well.
I looked this up as well, and I'm interested to see what you got, because it sounds like you investigated a different avenue.
Well, I will say that as with so much information these days, when you go looking at different sources, you're going to get different totals.
Absolutely, because this seems like something that would be discussed a lot on the internet, and then people are going to run their own tests.
For sure. It's not something that a whole lot of people are contributing real serious dollars to.
And I would imagine a lot of this is self-reporting. Like, we're going to do an investigation of, hey, do you cheat on your wife?
However,
not everybody's going to answer that honestly.
However, I think you'll find this interesting. According to the Journal of Sex Research, which I am just now finding out is a thing.
I'm a vice president.
Did a study, I'm a donor, did a study
sperm donor
on all the Ashley Madison data. Now, Ryan, please tell those out there who might not know what Ashley Madison was, what it was.
And I don't know if you realize this, during the whole fleshlight thing, I kept making you describe what a fleshlight was.
You don't say!
Yeah. So Ashley Madison was a website that was devoted specifically to people who wanted to cheat on their significant others. Do I have that right?
That is correct. The tagline for the website was "Life is short, have an affair."
Damn it, dude.
That's-
You rat bastard.
It's pretty shitty,
Internet,
man.
you got to ruin everything. The sanctity of marriage.
The sanctity of marriage,
But
right?
it turns out that so many of those, and I don't truly know what a bot is, but it was all bots, right? Like there was like no women on there.
A very few, and it was a way to just extort money out of people.
You know why? Because women don't need to do that. If women want to have an affair, they could just go down to the grocery store.
You over there,
Hey, you
get over here
with the penis.
Well, they found that Miami was, of course, the most unfaithful city in the United States, and number 2 was Orlando.
We're number 1.
We're number 1.
We're number 1.
That's right. And number 3, Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about
All right,
that?
let me tell you what I got. I went to wallethub.com,
Okay.
which I check every morning while I'm having my coffee to make sure all of my hubs are in my wallet. They did a ranking of 182 cities for who is the best for singles looking in for They did rankings of 182 cities for which are the best for people. They did rankings of 182 cities to figure out which are the best for singles looking for romance in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Hialeah, which is a city right down the street from here. Am I right about that?
Northern tip of Miami, basically.
179, and Pembroke Pines, where I used to live, number 180.
Ooh, how impressive.
I hope that has nothing to do with me living there. Tyler, last week I proclaimed the dad from Seventh Heaven a child molester. Was I right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I looked this up as well.
Okay, you tell me what you got.
Well, he actually was accused of it because an audio file was given to investigators or to the FBI, and it was purported to be him on the audio file taking advantage of a young person.
Well, let's hear him talking about this afterwards.
Well, in 1973, there were 2 occasions when I exposed myself to this young woman. My wife had gone to sleep, and she and I were watching TV alone together. I knew that something unthinkably wrong had just happened that I couldn't take back.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. For all the married couples out there, if your husband is trying to move some sort of nanny, some sort of babysitter, some sort of anybody who is not you into the house, it's a mother bleeping trap, bro. Do not do that. Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've heard so many examples of this. And I'm going to say for the husbands out there, you don't need these problems either, man.
Well, just to clarify, just so we don't have any problems in the future.
Am I racist again, Tyler?
No, it's not racism. Arnold Schwarzenegger cheated on his wife with a much older maid. This man had exposed himself to children.
And I'm with you. But if your husband is watching a movie with and yes, we want to assume that, man, I don't want to put this on the wife. I'm saying this the wrong way.
Please, for the love of God, don't. But
if she had been a better mother.
I'm just talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. You specifically said him.
That rapist?
He had sex. He had sex with a much older woman. This man exposed himself on 3 separate occasions in 73, 82, and 94.
Yeah. Yep.
And I actually found out, fun fact about this, because I looked it up as well. He admitted this in 2014. His last acting credit, 2014.
Do you think those 2 things are somewhat related?
I would assume so.
Do you know how that audio tape got out? Do you know how his wife procured that?
No, I don't know.
His wife secretly recorded a marriage counseling session without him knowing and then released it to TMZ. That's
rat bastard shit.
And this is why those guys who have been telling you forever, never trust another human. They're just waiting in the wings to screw you over, you 7th heathen.
Okay, first of all, you've already used 7th Heathen.
It was good,
and
though,
second
wasn't
of
it?
all, I wish you would listen to me during my segments, because during one of my Be Like Me's, the very last one I did, one of them was don't trust.
Yeah, but when you say it, it sounds ridiculous. When I say it, it sounds like somebody's
You're
coming
a
down
rat
from the
bastard.
That's not true. I know who my dad is. He's also a rat. And finally, he states that he's been in therapy for 20 years and has credited daily transcendental meditation for not engaging in such behavior for 20 years. Does that buy him anything in your eyes?
Not really, simply because I don't think of him ever, Like, does it buy me?
That was cold-blooded.
Why would I?
But
I don't want him to be around kids.
But now that I'm presenting you with this information, does that mean anything to you? Why is he not in jail?
He's white.
Okay. I feel like we've fixed all of this. Thank you.
Did I just fix racism?
Yeah, you're good.
Yay, Ryan.
Yo.
You don't have to point at me every time. And finally, Ryan.
Yes.
Last week, we could not think of the opposite of nocturnal. It's not very interesting, but am I determined to teach these Neanderthals something?
Just a heads up, this is also going to make an appearance in my lightning round. That's right after this.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah!
The word is diurnal.
Diurnal, which is stupid.
It is. I don't like that word
It's
at
just
all.
an ugly word.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Meaning organisms that are awake during the day and asleep at night. Like us, oh so wonderful human beings.
Humans, dogs, cats.
But I also found out that it could be plants as well. There are certain plants that are nocturnal and certain plants that are diurnal.
What?
Yeah, that's what they said.
And how does that...
Oh, I didn't go into the research. We can review.
In review
Yeah.
on Week in Review.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, Tyler, before we get into the lightning round that has been covered already, we asked if Michael Jordan's dad was murdered as part of a gambling conspiracy. Was he?
I would assume so. Huh.
Michael Jordan's father was murdered in July of 1993 during a carjacking in North Carolina. His body wasn't discovered until August in a South Carolina swamp.
Okay.
Now, 2 teenagers, Daniel Green and Larry Martin, I think I have this guy's name wrong, so I'm very sorry about that. Larry Martin were eventually tried and convicted of a crime and sentenced to life in prison. No conspiracy. Or that's what they want you to think. If it was a conspiracy, we wouldn't know about it. This is exactly at the time that Michael Jordan left basketball and came back. So
Yeah.
I could not find anything on just the first page of Google. So I don't know what that means.
That's fair.
But
fair.
I couldn't find almost all of the articles were debunking that there was any conspiracy at all.
Which is exactly how they would play
That's
conspiracy.
how conspiracies work,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, are you ready for this lightning round?
Let's do it.
Let's get it. All right, Tyler, you've already covered. The opposite of nocturnal is diurnal.
Yes.
I said, are black frats known for branding one another? The answer is yes.
Yes.
And so are white frats, by the way. And finally, we talked about what is the kangaroo sound, and it is... And that is Week in Review!
Well, kangaroos are terrifying.
I believe they could disembowel you. I believe
They
that they
can.
go back on their tail and use a claw, not unlike an ostrich, to disembowel you.
Correct.
And I like my bowels, Tyler. Ask
do.
anybody
I
who's
do.
been alone with me.
I'm a fan of my bowels.
Yeah, I'm a fan of yours too. All right, Tyler, what you got going on this
Can I
week?
point something out really quick?
Would you not?
It's ridiculous.
Is it that Duck Duck Goose is foul play?
Would you just let me be serious for a second?
Yes. Yes.
Ryan, I have a problem with our audience.
Me too.
You and I, no joke, have a worldwide audience.
That's right.
We are Misters Worldwide. That's right. I'm doing the joke again. We have an amazing fan base, which is growing by the day, but it seems like the honeymoon phase is over. And our fans are getting a little entitled. We have a mini sesh that we produce and we put out every Thursday morning. Yes, sir.
And I will tell you, if you guys have never listened to the mini sesh, go check it out. That's Tyler and I recounting a story of something that's happened in our illustrious relationship without any prep. That is a much closer version of how you and I actually are with each other.
And if you haven't listened to the mini sesh yet, what are you doing with your
Yeah,
life?
get your shit together, Mom.
Mommy. So I would just like to, I'd like to let you hear this thing that we're dealing with. This is a day before we're supposed to release our mini sesh.
Where's my mini sesh? Huh? I thought I was supposed to get a mini session on Wednesday. Where's my little mini session story? I'm waiting. Waiting.
What is that?
Wait a minute.
that?
Wait a minute. All of a sudden, you guys think that you could boss us around?
It's
You think you can tell us what to
ridiculous.
do? And the fact that you just desire it so deeply, I mean, brings a smile to my
I do
face.
kind of like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But most of the voicemails are, we love you, those guys you hate. We love you.
I'll chupa your pinga.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
This
I
one.
left that one.
This one is, where is my mini sesh? Bleep you, audience.
And that is a direct shot at you.
Now we can finally go into something a little bit more
I
lighthearted.
know, because I am, Tyler, I'm so angry right now, bro. Oh my God.
Let's go frolic through these flowers, Ryan.
Get it.
And let's jump into another What the Fuck. Ryan, it's back, baby. Another What the Fuck where I get to rant and you have to listen.
I'm into it, baby.
Let's get started,
Give it
shall
to
we?
me, Daddy.
Gross. People who get massages in those reverse chairs in the middle of the mall walkways. I am a man who understands the need to relieve stress. I get it. But there are three main things you need to get the most out of a massage: time, stress, and money. First, time. There's no such thing as a quick massage. That's simply a tease. Nothing screams, I'm barely going to touch you, than those chairs that are basically keeping you in a semi-standing position. Second, stress. In order to relieve stress, you need to have it in the first place. And if you do have stress, what the f are you doing at the mall anyway? And finally, third, money. Much like the bed you sleep on and the shoes you walk in or the hand job you get after a hard day work, the last thing you want to do is go cheap on a massage. Ryan, people who deserve to be removed from society, people who get massages in the middle of malls, What the fuck?
Now, what is it about that? Is it somebody just being casual and relaxing in front of you? What is it that's bothering you so deeply about this?
Somebody could attack at any time, and you are in the middle of a herd of wild animals, and you are just left to your own devices, totally oblivious to what's going on around you. You're going to be one of the first ones to be picked off.
I feel that way about anybody who wears sandals in public. Like, what if there's an open shooter situation? How are you going to protect yourself?
You throw your sandals away and just sprint.
I actually like where your head's at.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have to jump over any chain link fences. But I do agree that I couldn't get comfortable in that scenario. I couldn't. Have you ever gotten a real massage?
Yes, once.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the scenario? I have also had it once. What's the scenario that you ended up in that position?
I was gifted one for my birthday, and I went to, I believe it was Massage Envy, and just got a normal massage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one time that I went is because I bought it for a woman, and I knew that she would take me as well.
Ah, there you go. That's a good one.
Hey, just a heads up, guys. If you spend a bunch of money and get a gift certificate for a massage parlor, you're probably going with them, bro. I'm just saying a little gift for you.
Ryan, what's the name of the segment?
Sorry, I've done the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, what is it that I would never do it because I couldn't get that comfortable there in the middle of commerce? You know, what I
I'm
mean?
not here to explain myself to you. You need to explain it to me.
I don't
Ryan,
know.
people who get massages, they need to be excommunicated from society. What the fuck? What don't you get about this?
I don't know. I don't do it, so I can't argue on their behalf. Kill them. Kill them all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now you're playing the game.
Massage their heart till it stops. In the middle of the mall, dude. Kind of
massage them with a bat.
massage their faces with a bat in the middle of a mall to serve as a warning for all of those who want to follow in their
All
footsteps.
right, I'm done with you. Let's go. Let's get out of here and go to the next one.
My fault.
Boy Scouts of America.
Uh-oh.
Seriously.
That's a different massage.
What the fuck were we as society thinking? Allowing young boys to go off into the woods with adults who volunteered for that job? All right, Steven, I get that you're excited to help out these kids, but would you please stop masturbating through your pocket?
For sure.
They are currently being sued by more than 82,000 men.
Huh.
And a settlement of $1.9 billion
That's so scary.
is currently on the table. Like the Catholic Church, it's basically a buffet for Scoutmasters to dine on.
Oh,
Ryan,
wipe your mouth on a sash.
our parents serving us up like pigs with apples in our mouths to these creeps. What the fuck?
I hope the apple's in my mouth. Norman Rockwell, more like Norman Rock Hard, am I right?
Absolutely.
I mean, they should get together with the Catholic Church and let's just do this thing. Am I right?
It's ridiculous.
Yes, you're right, but I'm sure there are guys out there who had the right idea in mind and really wanted to help out kids. Unfortunately, they are such a small sliver of the pie. Really unfortunate what's happened to you, Boy Scouts. The Girl Scouts, from my understanding, still up and running and doing just fine.
Yeah, women, generally speaking, not pedophiles.
What's up with that?
It's, I guess, the DNA drive in men to procreate. I don't know. It's weird.
But you're not procreating when you're touching a young boy. You're right. The sex we've covered this on a recent show.
For sure.
The sex drive on men is outsized.
I do not get it.
Yep.
But what are you going to do?
Very scary. Knock it off, Boy Scouts.
Yeah. Well, they are because they're pretty much done. Is anybody sending their kids to Boy Scouts anymore? If you are, you need to die.
You're suspect, and I would rather my kid play football.
I just said somebody needs to die, and I'm
did.
standing by it. Ryan, let's move on to our third one.
We are speeding up. We are at a breakneck speed right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good.
You need to remind me.
Yeah, me too, man. I think it was that terrible tequila.
Ryan,
Yes.
let's move on to our third one.
Lettuce.
Ryan,
Yes, sir.
silent letters. What the fuck? It's bullshit.
I'll cut you with a kniff, Tyler.
It's bullshit.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, what are we talking about here?
Silent letters.
Yeah.
What the hell is the need for a silent letter? You want to call it a knife? Just call it a knife. Fuck the K.
No, it's because it's to make sure that people who come from other countries can't understand our lingo, Tyler. It's a secret code.
I mean, Freemasons who?
That's exactly right.
I mean, what is that shit? Just spell it phonetically. Why are we doing the Secret letters. That's what I'm going to call them.
American language, which I call English, very complicated and hard to understand.
It is a bit complicated. It's like 3 other languages in a suit trying to pass itself off as one person.
I love that. A little linguistic orgy that we're just get in it on, Tyler.
I was thinking more with the people stand on top of each other's shoulders
And they have
look
no
like
pants
one person.
on. I love it.
All right.
Everybody look up.
And Ryan, that is what the
Great job, Tyler. Great job all around. I know this week we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
Get your kids out of the Boy Scouts.
Yes, yes. And knock it off with these baby showers on a Saturday. I'm talking to you, Gator.
Girl Scouts, keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
You guys are killing it.
I ate a brownie once.
Good job.
Sorry.
Gained 5 pounds.
Tyler,
hated it.
Really, really enjoyed that. I hope we're not canceled. Every week we end this thing and I say, are we canceled?
Yeah. Eventually the answer is going to be yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but ride along with us until then. And Tyler, tell them how they can join the army until that day comes.
I already did, but I will do it again. Go to THOSEGUYSYOUHATE.com. And as I say every week, click all the buttons on all your screens. We've made it so user-friendly. We've made it as easy as possible. The only thing I could do for you more is come to your house, click the button, and give you a handy.
That's right.
Which I'd be willing to do.
I'll take care of your mom. And also, I've been saying every week, Tyler, this month, we've had more downloads than we've ever had in any given month, and we've still got almost 2 weeks to go.
For sure.
Things are rolling, and we really appreciate you guys, man. And I know that it sounds when I say this every week, or at least I assume it sounds because I grade everything through a prism of self-hatred. It's just us, that it's just me talking us up, but I really don't think of it that way. I think of all of us being in this together, you guys calling and leaving us voicemails, and just being part of the show brings so much love into my heart, Tyler. My cold, dead heart.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get that thing pumping again and get some warm blood seeping through that body again. But word of mouth, ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends. This show is awesome, and we want to bring as many people into this community as humanly possible. As technologically possible.
I think that is awesome. Yes, if you're listening to us right now, pass it on. Let's get this thing moving, and I will try to be less racist in future shows. Tyler, what is the moral of the story?
Ryan, the moral of the story, session 95, is small victories. Small victories. We always put these big grand plans in our brain, and I will speak of myself only, so often I let myself down because I'm going to the very extreme. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to do 100 push-ups and I'm going to go jog a mile. No, just how about wake up tomorrow, get out of bed, drink plenty of water, maybe do your laundry. Small victories. Do a few small victories every day, and eventually they coalesce into bigger and bigger victories. Take it slow, guys.
You're absolutely right, because the thing is, you have these big giant plans, and when you don't hit that mark, you don't notice how much you've progressed in between. Yes, you're not going to climb Mount Everest today, but look at all these things that you're doing better than you were last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think is a big time deal.
Very much so. Well said. Ryan, what is the moral of the story?
My moral of the story is basically what this show has been about. Let's stop looking for some type of a witch hunt and find somebody who makes a mistake and get them. Let's crucify them. Let's try to take people for who they are at their heart. Let's not get offended so easily. I bring this up on every friggin' show. Let's not get offended so easily, because the person that you're attacking maybe one day is going to turn around and do it to you. Let's stop canceling each other. Let's stop attacking each other. Now, there are some people out there that need to be dealt with, but it's not everybody, man.
Yeah.
People are allowed to make mistakes. I think one of the biggest part of being a society is forgiveness and understanding, and hopefully we can bring some nuance to that, like we try to do on every single subject.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you said it perfectly, and I don't even have any witty repartee to send over your way. That word up.
I agree.
Thank you.
We are those guys you hate.
Be kind, or we'll kill you.
got out of hand. Ching, ching, chag, choo, choo.
You are one syllable away from making a racist
Ching, ching.
comment.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Tyler,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of that coming up on today's show, Tyler.
Well, we're canceled again.
Lots. Oh, you know
There's
what?
a lot of equipment in our way, too. I can barely see you. I see the one eye.
Yeah, you ain't wrong, dog.
There we go.
Cheek, cheek, chag, choog, choog.
Will you not heed my warning?
What is that?
I don't know.
Heat is pretty close, too. I don't know if you should say that. On the line, Tyler, on the line. Today, we're going to get down to the real question. Am I a racist, Tyler?
Yes.
Oh, show's over. Good night, everybody.
And good night.
Cheek, cheek, cheek.
We got it.
I got to change my... Tyler, you think I'm doing this for fun, bro? You think this is a game?
Yes.
Oh, all right. It is. Wait, I got to change my name.
You do. Ryan sucks.
While I... Ow. Ow.
You look more like a Blake.
Cheek, cheek, chug, chug.
Or should I say, data?
Daddy dedos. Hold on.
I believe in you.
Jig, jig, jag, chug, chug. Tyler, I went to a baby shower today.
You did.
Yeah,
They showered you with babies?
It was hard to get in that bathroom with all of us. Now, my question is, much like everything else down here, and you'll notice that I have brought my camera forward.
You finally have joined the party of reason.
The only reason that I'm doing it is because my son's daughter, who listens to the show,
My son's daughter?
my friend's daughter,
Aha.
who listens to the show, who
Uh-huh.
is much more apt with things like this.
Much more hip to the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
She told me to bring it in a little bit. I look so tiny in my little square there. Are you happy now, Victoria?
So you listen to her, but you won't listen to me?
I respect her. Cheek, cheek, jag, choog, jog.
I don't really have an argument for that.
I went to a baby shower,
Mhm.
and my question is, much like we discussed on many shows, is Miami's just different than most places. It's a melting pot. It's where a lot of different cultures are. We do things differently.
Yeah, different Hispanic cultures.
So
You never
Nah,
been to
that's
South?
not-
You never been to South America? Come to Miami.
that's not, I mean, it's not just Latin
know,
cultures. It's everything. It's all of these,
Am I racist?
yeah, all of these invasive species from around the world get in just fine here. Just kidding. Love you.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you talking about the actual invasive species, or are you talking about the human beings?
Talking about Cubans.
Gotcha. What's that?
So I won a door prize of tequila.
Whoa!
Now, are we doing this in other parts of the country? I know at my baby shower, I had a keg. Do you remember my baby shower?
Vaguely.
Okay. Nothing good came of it, Tyler.
No.
So,
no.
excuse me. Cheek, cheek, chag, choog, chog.
So are we doing a shot
I'm
during the show, or
wondering
what's going
if-
on? Are we allowed to do a shot on the internet?
Is that real?
I don't know.
I probably shouldn't drink anymore, bro. Like, I've had a bad couple of days. Yeah, let's do a shot, Tyler. Let's do a shot.
For you.
Go get your Husong. All right. And I'm wondering if other places do baby showers the way that we do.
I would imagine it's different in other parts of the country, but I would think that if you go to like someplace like Kentucky, maybe they'll have a bottle like that, but instead of tequila, maybe a little bourbon.
Let's do a shot now, Tyler. Now I'm ready.
Wetting your whistle does not take much.
Damn you, obsessive compulsive bastard.
If only my father would have stayed, I would not be drawn to the liquor as such I am.
And we're back to the same thing that we started with, Tyler. Fuck you, Cuba.
Well, that's not how this started.
I would like for it to have. We can edit that in.
Can I jump into my own little thing really quick?
Sure. Huh. Feel like that went poorly. Hold on. While you're getting ready, I'll fill time. Cheek, cheek, chad, chog, cheek.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Cheek, choog, chog, chog, chog.
I'm so sorry.
Little train that could.
Well, you're nailing it.
Chick,
You,
chack.
you are absolutely
Chicky, chicky, chag, chag.
nailing
All
it.
right. All right. Choog.
It is with a heavy, still somewhat grieving heart that we are reminded of this loss, Ryan. But as you know, the point of Happy Death Day is to remember, yes, I am grieving,
And we're alive.
but I also celebrate the life lived.
In your face, dead people.
I know.
All of them.
Not how I want to go
Yeah.
into this.
Most people are dead, Tyler, if you think about it.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play the music. That's how sad I am to remembered of this loss. I don't even want to push the button.
Cheeg Chag.
Just to get away from that, I
Yep,
will.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Ryan, let's say a very, very happy Death Day. We're so happy, Ryan. It's a happy Death Day.
You don't sound happy at all.
It's a happy Death Day. No, but in all seriousness, let's say a very happy Death Day to Mr. Steve Irwin.
What? Didn't he die a long time ago?
Well, it's the
I
anniversary.
don't understand how Death Day works.
It's
brother.
if there isn't something
I see.
recent, we'll do an anniversary
Okay,
of somebody.
I understand.
Yes, born February 22nd, 1962. This man, genuinely speaking, you should break stuff.
No, probably not.
This man was a treasure. Really was a treasure.
Blimey. He truly was. And just had one of those magnanimous personalities. Seemed just like somebody who genuinely enjoyed living.
Life, very
Sure.
much so.
Sure.
Something we're aspiring to be, but that's a long road.
Not underwater, though. I would like it up here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So for any and all who don't know much about him, this man was unbelievably passionate about animals. And as you said, about life itself. He was not only an animal expert, but more so a conservationist.
Sure.
He wanted to teach others not only facts about animals, but why they should be saved and not only saved, but respected. And tragically, in September of 2006, while filming the aptly named documentary Ocean's Deadliest in the Great Barrier Reef,
Who saw this coming?
he was pierced in the chest by a stingray barb. All of it, I didn't know this, but it makes sense. All of it was caught on camera.
Guy pierced.
No.
I will say this. Much like Ron McGill, I think of Ron McGill, who is like the CEO of Zoo Miami.
He is the director of Zoo Miami down here. Yes.
And has one of those big personalities.
Yes.
The same but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He wasn't
yeah,
Australian, so.
But just somebody who is very passionate about what he does.
And you say not only was he interested in the animals, but he was also a conservationist.
Mhm.
I think those two things go hand in hand because when you love something like that, you want to take care of it.
Sure.
Generally speaking.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
kill
absolutely.
it, depending upon how you grew up.
Yeah, I mean, I want to save the animals, but if I get just one of those sweet, sweet rhino horns, it'll make my dick work again.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Now, what do you
Just
do?
one.
Do you push it up through your butt and just like support it from the back?
That's the fun way to do it, but it's not the best
Rhino
way.
horny.
You got to shave it down, and then you just
Your pubes.
You lightly coat it. You
Really?
lightly coat it.
Is
like
that true?
Like you're making an empanizado,
Is
a
that-
breaded steak. You just pet it down.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me right now.
So I wrote this down, and this is inappropriate to lead into. I was going to say no shtick, no hyperbole, no joke.
All
after
shtick,
everything we just
all
said.
hyperbole.
But this man, I will say it again,
awesome.
was a freaking treasure, and he is still deeply missed. Steve Irwin, happy Death Day, man.
Happy Death Day, Stevie Pooh. That's what we call him. Now he was friggin' awesome. I don't love touching animals, but damn do I love information on animals.
Absolutely.
And this guy was at the top of the food chain.
And
No pun intended.
I think it's fair to say one brave SOB, because I am not getting in the water with, I mean, really anything. I don't want to get in the water with stuff.
Much like Ron McGill, when you're into that kind of stuff, you're in harm's way very often. I mean, that's just the way that it is. It's a compulsion that drives these people. Much like how I can't stop thinking about that shot. It's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
And well, I was thinking like if you go to NFL players, where if you see what they do, like how dangerous it really is, you go, these people are out of their mind.
Yep.
But it's a certain personality type that gets them there.
Yeah.
Which is really, you could say that about anything. So
I agree.
Let's,
much like this show.
yes.
All right, Tyler, very quickly, I have two more things that I need to get to here. Fast food places. A lot of businesses have been using the quarantine as a way to get to where they've wanted to go seemingly for a long time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
In terms of like profits and,
Sure.
and using.
Sure, like, hey, sorry, I just, like what Disney did with, I know it's not the perfect analogy, but with Black Widow, where they're like, you're going to bring this up when people are
Yeah.
dying from COVID? You're like, you're sick fucks. What's wrong with you?
Like, could you not have respect for the families?
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I am very worried about COVID, so I'll shut up and go away. I know what you're doing, fast food places. Fast food places now will just, when I go to a place and there's a long line, I'll get out of my car and go inside because nobody wants to do that.
Sure.
And you can get in and out of there.
For sure.
Those places will just lock their inside doors whenever they feel like it could be
I've
at
seen
5,
that.
it could be at 7, it could be at 9.
Mhm.
They have no respect for the door. If anybody says anything, COVID, baby.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. Is that still happening?
And they're just fucking about inside. They're in no rush. They're going home at 2 a.m, whether you get your sweet and sour sauce or not, man.
If you don't think that Cuban time is a real thing, come down here to Miami or really just South Florida in general and go to what we have down here called a pollo tropical. And
Tropical
they are,
pollo, ladies and gentlemen.
tropical chicken. They are the slowest MFers in the world. And it's not because I don't think they're physically capable. They just don't give a shit.
They're back there playing with their peckers, Tyler, and everybody knows it. And finally, Tyler, before we get on to the show that is being shot in the middle of the night.
It's weird.
I know. Sorry about that. I had to go to a baby shower. I don't know if I mentioned that. I've been listening to Dateline. There's a podcast for Dateline. You should shut this off and go over there right now.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear something that stands out to me, I like to chronicle it. I like to tell you guys and let you know what you're missing out on by listening to this trash.
I was going to say, by chronicle it, do you mean become a herald of it by just shouting out to anybody who will listen? Because that's what you do to me.
None of it's interesting. Nobody cares. And I told you last time about the guy who went to trial and had a tattoo on his back of the man he was pretending like he didn't kill, of him peeing on the guy's gravestone. Bad fact. That's not a good fact.
Inadvisable on his part.
Right.
Yes.
My legal counsel would like to get a laser before we get back in here. But on this one, there was a man who was busting into women's houses. Now, breaking into people's houses, not respecting laws, not respecting people's personal spaces. These are all where these things are getting, you're headed towards murder. Not all every time, but it's escalating. These are escalating behaviors.
I don't know about that. You could kick in a door or two and not murder anybody. I mean, it's possible.
I'm talking about breaking in like cat burglary, much like arson is the beginning of some interesting behaviors of you not respecting people's personal boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this guy wasn't just breaking into people's houses and taking women's used underwear, which he was. He was also collecting lint from women's dryers and then bringing it back to his house and labeling it, putting their names on it. What do you think is at play there, Tyler? This well-adjusted young man.
Are we talking about two different people?
Because I want to start doing this. It's almost like scrapbooking.
No, that sounds disgusting. I mean, it is scrapbooking, but with grossness. Like, that's like the dirty stuff off of somebody's clothes.
But you're okay with the women's dirty underwear?
I mean, that I understand to a certain extent. At least that's sexual in nature with the lint. That's so far out of my reach, I don't even get it.
Do you know what they call that that white stain on the bottom of women's used underwear is?
No.
Clitty litter.
God damn you.
I am immature. Let's do the show.